There is a wide range of technologies who offer sustainability, decarbonization, and also clean energy solution. To a certain extent, cybersecurity also. However, I find that the real debate is which technology or the technical upgrade is practically feasible from the perspective of commercialization, transition, and adoption. डिजिटल ट्विन से लेकर के पोर्ट पे, जहां पोर्ट डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होती है एक ट्रक को एक शिपयार्ड में घुसाने के लिए, ये दोनों टेक्नोलॉजीज पे डिपेंड होती है और दोनों टेक्नोलॉजीज मार्केट में अवेलेबल हैं, लेकिन प्रैक्टिकली फिजिबली दोनों में से क्या पॉसिबल है, कौन सा हम लगा सकते हैं, किसको किस तेज गति से हम इनकॉर्पोरेट कर सकते हैं. दिस आई बिलीव इज द रियल चैलेंज, एंड it is crucial that we achieve not only by following the popular European or Western narratives that has been given and fed to us about the technology, but neither the assumptions of the narratives, but to make it through a tech-driven, data-driven, and I would say evidence-driven policy making. Policy making today is not as simple as it was before. Deciding between technologies and deciding between what is best to be endorsed and what is best to be brought, whether it's a connector of electric mobility or it is a protocol. But how do we come out of this? And what type of policy making at this stage of time we should be embarking or should be bringing? The way a mature democracy would not debate on the merit of any discrimination on the electoral rights or discrimination about some features in people. As a matured technocracy, we should not be debating about the technology which does not come with a data-driven footprint. To give you in perspective example, future इलेक्ट्रिक मोबिलिटी में या डिकार्बोनाइजेशन ऑफ सरफेस ट्रांसपोर्ट में हाइड्रोजन का होगा या इलेक्ट्रिक का होगा, दिस इज नॉट द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ डिबेट. This is a subject of data-driven technical trial, commercial technical trial, I would say. And I believe that decarbonization of surface transport, mobility, freight, logistics is the ultimate objective. And it also serves a huge amount of platform process for connected vehicle and cyber security, autonomous vehicle, features of intelligent transport management system that we will be needing tomorrow. But regardless of which technology ultimately proves itself, which is ready for large scale adoption, which is in ease to implement and adopt, and also commercially sustainable to bring, it is very important for us, each one of us, to understand the reluctance that we face when we have to fund a capital intensive project. It can be related to cyber security also. It can also be related to projects which are physical and very capital intensive in terms of infrastructure. Battery is one of them, powertrain is one of them. And I believe to a certain extent, if we go forward for autonomous vehicle, the infrastructure that we will be needing is also one of them. And in the pursuit of becoming like some ideal nation that we had in our mind from before, and following them from last 60, 70 years on the global indices of infrastructure, technical parameter, standards, specification and certification, unfortunately, we have stopped funding. And we have also stopped doing innovation inside the academic institutions. Today, we don't do innovations inside academic institutions. We only teach about innovations inside academic institutions. And when we teach about academic innovations, we do not create a value that academia was supposed to give to the industry. And at the other side, frustration into the scientific community that there are not enough funds for research and development today. And this, I feel, wrong part of this, we are to a certain extent very reluctant to even talk about it. But it could be something which may serve the purpose for which it was made. And if I would be asked that India is an economy or it's an culture or it is a civilization of innovation or not, I would frankly say today it's not. Because from last 300, 500 years, science has not been very kind to us, but sometime before it used to be, and the kind of ambitions that we have today to go forward for Viksit Bharat, it has to be again. Today, I would say India economy and Indian society is a society of entrepreneurial excellence, not the innovational excellence. And how and why we must return to it is something which I want to put at the end of my conversation. I just given you some examples of technical, driving forces that would give what is required. But let me also give you a precise solution to end such debates with full 2000% confidence and precision in giving way forward to industries. So coming back to the same example which I quoted, that whether the future will be hydrogen or electric, just to give you, I can speak about 30 different microeconomies, but I'll give you example which is most relevant and in context to you. The community to us, and I include myself being a technocrat also in this, we should have the power to go back to the nation and tell them that the kind of lithium infrastructure and lithium reserve we have, the kind of technologies over a period of time in last 10-15 years from China we have managed to develop, and the kind of confidence that we have created in the momentum of electric mobility, we are in position to give a timeline that for next 20 years electric mobility will commercially, technically, and from the adoption side will thrive. And we would not debate hydrogen for a certain extent of time, and then we will bring hydrogen to the starting of that tenure. What I just spoke is a certain precision which required a lot of technical trial, lot of input from the commercial organizations who actually have to adopt either hydrogen or either electric. There are technical trials that we need to also bring their efficiency, their per kilometer, their adoption rate, their total cost of ownership, and the kind of infrastructure we will be able to give them. So I'm not increasing the onus of what you had just spoken about various technologies and various technical advancement that all our speakers and our panelists have suggested to increase into and getting everybody into a technical trial. But I'm just trying to give you an idea of how an evidence-based policy making would work. When mobility meets infrastructure, it builds resilience. When assetization, optimization, utilization meets, it delivers commercialization, and then viability, bankability, and profitability begins. And this is a core for a business to be funded and to be driven. We at Ease of Doing Business love to take such challenges. And from last 10 years, from 2014 to 2024, I had this privilege and opportunity to contribute from the vibrant Gujarat of Gujarat to the Ease of Doing Business vision of our Prime Minister. And this has also given us enormous amount of deliveries that is thriving today. And I would like to sharing at least one of them with you. When I was given charge of National Highway Electric Vehicle, I was told that it is nearly impossible to give a confidence to a guy who is owning and driving an electric car on highway. That something will not happen to you if your vehicle shut down. And within 30 minutes is what was prototyped on Delhi, Jaipur and Delhi, Agra, and now we are expanding it to 5,500 kilometer of Bharatmala and Sagarmala, is that any person driving an electric car or electric vehicle, if they shut down on National Highway EV, they will get technical backup within 30 minutes, while the diesel and petrol vehicle will still have to wait for 2 hours. That's one point. Second, I was told that the cost of electric vehicle is something which we will not be able to bring down to a competitive place of diesel and petrol vehicle. And in 3 years from then, today we have 30 to 40% cost reduction. Thanks to our Honorable Minister of Road Transport and Highway, in 2020, he given a very clear notification that you can sell vehicle and battery separately. You can also register both of them separately. We are the only agency who did pilot of this for buses and trucks. And today MG Motors, they give you, I think, MG Comet and 2 more models where you don't need to pay for the battery and your cost goes down by 40%. Third, everybody told me that it is a loss-making business. If you're investing into infrastructure charger, don't expect break-even, viability, bankability, profitability for next 15 years. And all of you would be happy to hear that every station which is being commissioned by National Highway EV on this Bharatmala and Sagarmala routes are 30% utilization in comparison of national average utilization of India, 3 to 5%. And it also reaches to its break even in the national average 45 years to 40 to 45 years in 36 to 40 months. Most probably 4 years break even time for these assets. These highways which we are now building are not the highway that we only had in India. And we serve all this because of Intelligent Transport Management System, V2X, a lot of communication between vehicle and the charging station, the infrastructure which has to speak. At the same time, when we were doing it, 2 more countries were doing with us. Germany, which you must have heard, the electric corridor with the overhead wire cables, and America, which has the Tesla model of electric highways and electric corridor. And today, with all responsibility and sincerity, I can say that I don't want to name any company, but whoever has done Germany trial, if you will Google it properly, that the country has decided not to continue with the overhead wires and they are disseminating the wires and the lorries has went back to their OEMs. Second, the Tesla model, which is definitely not a feasible model for us to copy paste, but the model which India has developed for e-highway is the model which we wish to prototype and we wish to take forward, not as a technology, a standalone, but as a solution which also has technology, product, solution, people, and possibility to give an ecosystem to the world. Days before, I was in Dubai doing a program on India Middle East European corridor, which is one of the ambitious corridor that we announced in G20 2023. And within 6 months of the time when intergovernmental cooperation framework was signed between UAE and India, in 12 months from then, now we have somewhere around 140 kilometers from Dubai to Saudi Arabia border, India Middle East European corridor work completed. From Saudi North and South rail link, 1000 kilometers completed. And next, the 300 kilometers Jordan to Israel Hafia Sophia link, it is also to 72% completed. So no time from now, we will have a position to what you are prototyping here in India as an e-highway, green highway, connected highway is to be given and to be included in the characteristic of economic corridors that we are making globally. भारत अब सिर्फ अपने देश के अंदर रोड नहीं बना रहा है on a 40 km per day speed, but we are also making economic corridors across our economic zone in Southeast Asia. And I'm glad that the conversation that we have held today is going into that direction where a lot of very hard work and a lot of hard rock tests that you all are passing through to operate into such critical conditions in India, where the question of durability, feasibility, adoptability, viability, bankability would not rise if you are tested and proven in India. With this, best compliments to each one of you and thank you for having me here and being patient listener.